Welcome to today's episode of Chronicles of a Nigerian Woman. My name is Fagbeja, and today I'll be reading Rofiat's story. I was treated with a lot of contempt while I was growing up, and I could never understand it. We were 3 children, and I was the firstborn. I had a sister after me, and a brother who was the youngest. My parents employed domestic help, but I practically served my younger ones. I was held responsible for their well-being and punished at the slightest opportunity if they complained about anything. When I needed assistance with my schoolwork, my dad would insult me so much about how dumb I was and how I could never do anything on my own. After a while, I stopped asking. I remember that sometimes when I was scolded and I cried, my mom would call my siblings to sing a song she made up about how I was a crybaby and a dummy. The scorn was hard to bear, and what made it worse was that my parents were so tender towards my younger ones that I often wondered if they were my real parents. I just could not wrap my head around it. They did their financial responsibilities towards me, but I got no love at all. There was only about a year and a half between each of us, the kids. As we grew into our teens, I started to spend more time on my own or with my friends. The most painful part of the treatment I got from home was from my siblings. They didn't respect me as a person. They treated my things badly, and when I vented, they just made a fuss until my parents got involved and I always took the blame. Each of us had a room to ourselves, so I started locking my room. But the day my parents found out, my dad beat me and scolded me, asking if I thought I was better than everyone else and who would want to steal my things. But my siblings kept going into my room, taking the novels I saved up to buy with my daily pocket money and never returning them. Sometimes my sister would borrow my clothes without asking. And when I asked for them, the cycle of force would start all over again. I planned to run away once I finished secondary school at the age of 16, even though I had no idea of where I would go. We really didn't get involved with our extended family, and my parents' siblings were too close to them for it to make any difference. Both my grandmas were dead. I had 2 best friends, but I never really told them about what was going on because I thought they would not understand. I was 15 when I got into an argument with my sister, and she said something to the effect that I didn't belong in the family anyway, and our parents only kept me because our mom had no choice and our dad pitied her. I had heard many insults before, but this hit differently. I asked what she meant, and she told me to ask my parents myself. I knew there was more to the statement. I think she must have mentioned the incident to our parents because that evening, my dad called a family meeting. He said I needed to know the truth about the circumstances surrounding my birth because everyone else knew except me. When he said that, I felt stung that I had been kept in the dark over details of my own life while my younger siblings had the whole expose on me. But it was too late to cry over spilled milk, and I braced myself for what was to come. Around the time that our parents were courting, Mom was returning from work one evening when she was raped in an alley behind their family house. She was found unconscious by passers-by. 6 months later, she realized she was pregnant. It was too late to have an abortion, and Dad graciously decided to take responsibility for the child, even though they had never had sex. Mom was a virgin before this. They sped up their wedding plans, and I was born about a month after they were married. I had seen my parents' wedding pictures, so I knew that I was conceived before they got married. But now I understood the whole situation. My mom did not say anything as the story was being told. My dad told me that I was a child of sorrow who should be grateful for anything I got from anyone because I did not deserve to be born in the first place. He also told me that he had to explain things to my younger siblings when my sister was about 10 because they kept wondering why he and my mom did not like me and treated me differently. To be honest, In that moment, I felt more of relief than pain. At least, I understood why I was being treated the way I was, and I now knew their thoughts towards me. I had always been a deep thinker, and so I was confused by the treatment I got. But now, there was meaning to it. I promised myself that day that I would turn the situation around for my good. I was young, but something in me stopped feeling pain at their actions. I knew I was not loved, and in some way, I felt the appreciation that my dad spoke about. I started to see anything they did for me as a gift, and I shrugged off the things they did to me. I was determined to succeed and make myself proud, and that is exactly what I did. I'm 35 years old now. I'm a dentist, and I'm married to a man who loves me with everything he has. We have 3 children. I cut off from my parents and my siblings once I left home after my youth service 9 years ago. I changed my number and I did not inform them. I feel that the hatred and contempt I suffered are enough compensation for whatever good they did for me. I feel sorry for them because I imagine that it must have been difficult to accept the situation, and I was the outlet for their negative emotions. I am stronger because of it. I have people in my life who are there by choice and treat me with the dignity and respect I deserve. I sometimes wonder though if I should try and reach out to my family. What do you think about Rofiat's story? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my stories.